Hi, Joe Muldowney here, and today we're going to ask a very important question on the Running Shorts YouTube channel. What are you running from? Stay tuned. We'll ask that question and we'll try to answer that question. Welcome to Running Shorts, the YouTube running channel where I will try to help you become a better runner. We do these videos just about every week, and we do them for runners, done by a runner who's been running for many, many years and who now is dealing with an airplane heading over top. So here we are on the inside today, raining a little bit outside. It's not affecting air traffic at all. So let's get down to business. If you like this video, if you like this channel, please hit that like button below. Share this with folks that you might think would be interested in these videos, and subscribe to the channel. That way we can keep this channel going. Also, very important, if you have questions, if you have comments, please put them in the comments section. We're always happy to hear those comments. Now, before we get into the question of what are you running from, a couple of things. I'm still very fortunate that I'm able to virtually online coach runners from all around the world. And I had a runner last week that ran the Belgrade Marathon. Again, marathons and races all over this planet. Just about anywhere you can go on any weekend now you can find a race. Didn't used to be like that, but we'll talk about that in another video. That's kind of like ancient history. Also, I have two runners today running the Vancouver Marathon up there in Canada. Going to be perfect weather. We had to convert from Celsius to Fahrenheit, but the temperatures are going to be in the 50s there today, so they know who they are, and I don't like to jinx them, but we'll give them shout outs after they succeed in that marathon today. What are you running from? A few years ago, I was out on a run, and we all know, we've all heard the questions, the comments, the cat calls, the hoots, all those kinds of things when we're out there running. We've all experienced it. Again, it's gotten better than what it was, the 70s and 80s when you kind of really looked unusual when you were out there running. But I was running the one day and running by a gentleman, and he says, "Yo, what are you running from?" Now, normally, I might say something snarky back to him, but I didn't. And as I continued my run, I got to thinking about it. What am I running from? And I think the answer to that is that, well, there's two answers. I think we're all running from something, and we're all running for something. The reasons are endless. We might be running away from bad health. We want to stay healthy, so we want to run. We might be running away from some extra pounds that we put on over the years. We want to shed those pounds. We're running from perhaps obesity. Running is an addiction. It's a positive addiction. But it has, if you do research physiologically, running and the endorphins that it kind of puts out when you run is very similar to negative addictions, drug addictions and things like that. But this is a positive addiction. So when stress gets high, run away from it. If daily troubles of life get to be bad, run away from those troubles. Run away from anger. Run away from stress. Run away from sadness. Maybe something terrible has happened in your life. Maybe you've lost a loved one, or you've lost a pet, which is quite stressful. Run away from it. I'm telling you, 99 times out of 100, you will feel better when you can come back from a run mentally, sometimes not physically, mentally, you will feel better when you come back from a run than prior to the run. You might be running away from age. None of us really like getting older, but it is better than the alternative. So you want to kind of stay young, and running and even racing. You know, that thrill as an older runner of beating someone half your age is kind of cool. So sometimes you're running away from that, or you're running away from, you know, the inevitable, which is that someday we're not going to be here anymore. So I think we're all running away from something, and that's not a bad thing, because there's other things that we might do to run away from things, and they might not be real positive endeavors. So running away from something is very, very good. But I think on the other side of that is we're also running for something, or we're not running away from something, we're running towards something. And you'll hear me talk on many of these videos about goals. And at any age and at any ability level, you need to set goals. Whether that is you're going to run a certain amount of miles, you're going to run a race, 5K all the way up to a marathon. You have set a time goal. You have set perhaps a mileage goal for the year that you want to hit. These are things that we are running toward. These are the things that we're not running from, but we are running to try to achieve certain things. And as I've said, as we age, or as we perhaps suffer from injuries, you may have to tweak those goals, readjust those goals, be ready to reset, be ready to pivot if you have to. But you still have a goal. You still have something that you are running toward. And that is extremely important. So, kind of making this video short today because I think the points that we're making in this video are not very complex. I think they're kind of logical, but I think there's something that we need to kind of think through. We don't really think about it, but maybe we should. Again, instead of doing whatever, lace up those running shoes and go out for a run. Sometimes the day might have been super stressful and it might be dark outside. Put on reflective stuff and get out there. And as I've always said, if you're an early morning runner and you're getting up out of bed when it still is dark outside and you're thinking, oh, whatever the day is, it's cold, it's windy, it's rainy, it's hot. The most difficult steps are those first couple steps out the door. Probably the first steps out of bed. First couple steps out the door, and then the endorphins kick in, and again, now you're running from sleep and you're running toward better fitness. You're running toward whatever your goal happens to be. So, yeah, we are probably all running from something. And there is nothing wrong with that. And when people question you about that, just remember, they're not like us yet, but they might get there. They might realize, those who question us, they might realize the benefits of running. They might realize the way it makes you feel, not only physically, but mentally. And that is extremely important. And that is a fabulous reason to run away from things that are negative in whatever way. And if you can literally run away from those things physically, then you can face problems straight on, face up, and you're not running away from those things psychologically. I guess that makes sense. And I hope that's not too deep. But I don't know. I guess this is a philosophical video today, and it's just kind of, get into your own head and realize that what you're doing is really, really great. Sometimes you'll go out for a run and you might be taking time away from the family. I've done that. But I don't know. I think the benefits outweigh any of the negatives. And I think that by you, running away from things, literally, physically running away, sometimes in the long run is a very good thing. And sometimes by running away, it actually helps you running toward what you hope to achieve, not only in running, but perhaps in your life goals. Running away sometimes helps to bring you clarity, sometimes helps you think through your problems, not making, a snap decision, or not maybe saying or doing something irrationally. That endorphin rush, that kind of calmness that you get when you're finished running, really pays off. So maybe not so much running tips today, but just more running philosophy. And I hope this philosophy is helpful to you, and I hope it brings you clarity in your thought process when you run. And just keep doing it. And not only keep doing it, but encourage others to run, encourage others to do what you're doing. I'll tell you what, I think the world would be a better place if a lot more people did. Joe Muldowney, I'll see you next week on Running Shorts.